Welcome into the PHNX Sun Devil Show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, even leave a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. I'm Anthony Totu, joined back again on this marvelous Monday by Shawn, DePaul, Shane, Diefenbach. Gentlemen, it is time to get some new NIL stuff going because it literally just dropped 5 minutes ago. The Tempe NIL Club, which is, it sounds like PHNX Sun Devils 2.0. I'm not going to lie. It sounds pretty similar to what we do, but it is directly run and kind of organized by the players. They just released literally the announcement. I know we're still trying to work it in the show. Do we have the video?
We have the picture, if you want to pull up the picture.
Let's pull up the picture. So this is what the statement says. Our team has come together to launch the Tempe NIL Club. If you're a fan looking to support our whole team, this is how you can do it. The Tempe NIL Club is a membership-based community that allows fans to financially support and interact with our team. Fans can join the TNC right now by making any monthly commitment to the club. Commit what you can. Every fan is welcome and every dollar counts. Proceeds from our NIL Club will equally support the 75-plus members of our team that are participating in the club. Benefits of becoming a member include the following: financially support our team and ensure we are a leader in the era of NIL, meet and greets and Q&As with players, film breakdowns and other player-created content, a community message board, and chat to connect with the squad. If you're considering support our club, check us out at tempenil.com, #4XUP. And then it is signed by the football team. Shane, just right off the bat, what's your initial reaction to them launching something like this? Because I haven't seen a college football team do something quite like this yet.
No, I mean, so this is a common idea and a common theme is, donating amounts and it all goes together in a pot and divvied out. It's interesting to do it with all members. I like that a lot, but I've never seen benefits for donating. Benefits like, this is normally where the benefits end, is what it says in the picture. It says financially support. This is one of the benefits. This is financially support our team and ensure we are a leader in the era of NIL. That's usually where it ends. That's usually where all benefits end. But no, not today. Not with the Tempe NIL Club. You're getting exclusive film breakdowns and other player-created content, which to me is awesome. I love that. It's so fun. I mean, the world is so content driven as it is. Like you see professional NBA players and professional NFL players Twitch streaming their daily lives or just playing games. Like, to get it already, and I'm not saying it's going to be that. It's probably going to be a lot more cut and dry and more like, like this is what happened on this play and whatever. But it's still really cool and it's an exclusive thing. It's like a Patreon. It's like it's an Only Devils for ASU fans. It's fantastic. I love this because you're supporting the team you enjoy, and you're also not only helping out the players and helping out the program, but you're also getting a benefit from it. And I think that's really cool.
What do you think, Shawn?
Yeah, my first thought was like how this will work like in conjunction with or in competition, like just the Sun Angel collective thing that we had talked about a week or so ago. Because I mean, that was one of the things like people that donate to that will have an opportunity to potentially meet players and stuff like that. And obviously the players will be doing some kind of like volunteer work and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I think it's super cool that you get like to actually you get something out of it. Like, I mean, like you're joking about, but legitimately it's a very PHNX like model. There's like a chat where you get to chat with the players, members only Discord, like exclusive content. So, like I think it's really cool. And if you're a Sun Devils fan, it's obviously going to be like super enticing to you. I'm curious to see kind of how the wages work, like in terms of it said contribute to however you're able. Like, I'm curious if there's going to be like tiers and stuff like that. And then it says all the players are getting benefited equally. So, I mean, that's really good for guys lower down on the depth chart that, wouldn't have an opportunity to get an NIL deal otherwise. And it's not like this is going to be any kind of life-changing money, like, but it'll be a nice little thing. And the whole point of it, like it said in that release, is, become a leader. And like Jordan said, like if your AD is not going to help you, you got to take it in your own hands. And that's what they're doing. And that makes me very happy.
So
Yeah.
before we get to the video, on the website, you can do it right now. Which if you want to help the cause, I mean, this is going straight to the source. TempeNIL.com. If you go there, it takes you to a page where you can contribute. The more you commit, the more it helps the team, it says. And then it gives you enter your monthly commitment. And it says 25 plus monthly, you receive a free Pat Tillman jersey, and $100 plus monthly, you get invited to a steak dinner with the players this fall. That is what the TempeNIL.com has right now. So I think there's 2 tiers, 25 and 100, but I think you can donate however much you want. You don't have to lock into those 2 tiers. So you can go over 25 to get a free Pat Tillman jersey. You can go over 100 or 100 exactly to get invited to a steak dinner. Which is just wow, what a world.
I don't want to get to a steak dinner.
Yeah. Can we invest as just PHNX and we us three can
as a company,
or just us three? PHNX.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. We got to ask them though if we could film our own content as well while we're there.
Yeah. Well, the video's in there if you guys want to get to that. This is what they tweeted on the Tempe NIL Club at Tempe NIL Club on Twitter. Their Twitter. This is what they tweeted when they announced it today.
What's up, Sun Devils? My name is Matt Garris.
I'm Joey Ramos.
My name is BJ Green.
I'm Michael Matus here.
We're officially live at the TempeNIL.com, and we need your help.
Many of the players on our team have come together to launch the Tempe NIL Club, which is an online community
which allows for fans to support all of the players on our team and get access to the players like never before.
Every Arizona State fan can join the TNC right now by making any monthly commitment to the club. Every fan living anywhere in the world is welcome, and every dollar counts.
Money generated through the NIL Club will equally support the members of our team. Benefits of being in this club include
meet and greets with players, film breakdowns, and an online community to connect with me and my teammates, and much more.
If you're able to support our NIL Club, it will really mean the world to our team. We look forward to seeing y'all soon.
Really appreciate your love and support.
and don't forget, forks up.
Go Sun Devils.
I'm interested to think what the coaches have to say, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they have their full support. I think if they want to be content creators, they do need to work on their script reading a little bit. But other than that, fantastic execution. And again, I can't emphasize how exciting this is. It's really, really cool that they're doing this and they got this started. What seems like just player-based and player foundation. I mean, I'm sure they have help elsewhere, but it's still really cool that the initiative was taken by them to create their own platform.
And just to see how far the program in terms of NIL has come over just the last month.
Shawn, yes.
You mentioned, literally. You mentioned you mentioned the Sun Angels like collective that they've got going on as well. Like that was the first big thing that ASU was able to do, and then the players taking it a step further in their own hands and trying to get every fan involved. And I think like if you're an ASU fan, skeptical about NIL or not, I think the really good thing about something like this is it helps to try and do what we're doing at PHNX in terms of trying to build a community, right? Trying to build an ASU fan base that is as diehard as major sports and teams around the nation, right? So, and this is going to get you, I mean, as close to you can possibly get to the players. So I think this is going to be a huge step forward in just building an ASU fan base, because we've talked about it. Shane, I know you're big on it, that sometimes the ASU fan base is fair weather, or it's not here at all. It's non-existent. Like, if this doesn't bring together ASU football fans, I'm not sure what else will.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is truly the epitome of a community. You're seeing your hard-earned dollars go towards something, and people that will support this, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that will and a lot of people that should. Again, this isn't a money grab by any means. This is straight by the players for the players. So, it's exciting. Who do you guys think, if this does turn into a content creation hub for ASU football, who is ASU football's Craig Morgan?
Oh man, who is ASU football's Craig Morgan? That might be the toughest question ever asked on this show.
I would love to see Nesta interview people. I think that would be tremendous content. That was my first reaction when I saw this. I was like, you could tell that they're running it themselves, because there was no one that was like, hey, maybe we should flip our phones horizontal so we don't have to do the whole Gaussian blur background thing.
But they knew how to do the Gaussian blur.
Yeah, that is true. They did have someone to do that. That's a fair point. I'm curious who, like, started this, right? Like, who was that first guy in the locker room to be like, I have an idea, or if someone, I don't know, someone could have been in someone's ear type thing. But like, I'm curious because when you look at that Twitter account, like you saw who was in that video, but then you see the first player whose tweet that they retweeted was Chad Johnson Jr.'s. So I'm curious kind of where that came from. And I'm also curious if the school, like if Ray and Michael Crow are like happy about this and they're like, look, we didn't want, like, if the whole NIL thing from their minds was we don't want to be involved in this as an administration, or we don't think it belongs in the game, because those are two very different things. Like, if they don't think it belongs in the game, they're probably upset about this.
Yeah.
Or they could be looking at it like, hey, now we don't have any responsibility with this. We get to stay hands off of this, and our school still gets the benefit of having these NIL programs. Because if that situation, then it's a huge win-win for Crow and Ray. Still think it should be something that they're assisting with, but
again, that's an if though.
Regardless,
that's a big if, because if it's the flip side of that coin, and it is what some fans thought, and it's just Ray and Mike really just don't believe that NIL should be a part of like college sports, then you've got like such a big, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they're so separated. They're like on totally opposite sides of like the field here. You've literally got the entire team giving not necessarily unlimited access, but unprecedented access. I can't remember a team ever doing like film breakdowns with fans for money.
Yeah.
Like, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Or steak dinners with fans. Like that just doesn't happen. And then you've got Ray and Michael Crow on the other hand of like, we're going to, we're getting guys to the NFL. Like, this whole NIL thing, it'll blow over. Like,
yeah. First of all, did you call him Mike? Are you guys tight like that?
Yeah, we're tight like that.
Nice. That's cool.
Mike Crow. No, I was going to say,
I just call him Doc. I just call him Doc.
You mentioned how unprecedented this is, and like, think about how something like this could revolutionize college football. Because like, you think like, obviously like the ASU fan base is amazing in its own right, but you think about a school like an Alabama or like any of these SEC schools, or a Texas or an Oklahoma, who I guess are also SEC schools now, kind of like, you think about the kind of money that those fans would pay to have steak dinners with some of the players on that team. Like, this could completely change the landscape of how NIL functions, specifically in college football. And I mean, this is just like grade A, number one in innovation type thing. Like, this is, I think, could truly like revolutionize how NIL operates within college football specifically.
Well, and you talk about it from like a microscopic standpoint. Subscription-based services are the thing. Like, they've been trending upwards for a very, very long time. I mean, we joked about at the start of the show, but like Patreon and stuff like is a huge thing in this community. Not necessarily sports, but just content in general. You see subscription-based websites like The Athletic and all of these things. You see ESPN Plus and all of the streaming services. Like, it is a good thing to get into. And putting it in a NIL is something I never thought of. And again, revolutionary is the word you kind of keep going back to, because I genuinely, Cheerston asked at the start of the show, is this the first of its kind, or is there another example of a team doing this? I don't think so.
I think
like, this specifically, I think this is the first.
Yeah. And I feel like it's a thing where it's like, it's very little like risk, right? It's not like the players are having to put any kind of like, if no one subscribes, you blow it up and it never happened type thing. Like, there is no real risk for anyone really involved in this situation. If you pay, you know what you're paying for, right? Like, it's not like you're making a donation to some mystery charity where you're like, how is this money going to get spent? Like, in this situation, I'm donating it. Money's going to get divided up evenly amongst all the players. And like, directly that you are helping these young men that you are such big fans of. Like, it's just the whole way it's thought out, and just the bill, it's like super exciting. And also, like, I think it's such a credit to these athletes, right? Like, I feel like a lot of times people do not give specifically football players like enough credit for how intelligent they can be. This requires like a lot of just kind of wherewithal and like just intelligence to do something like this. And so it's a huge credit to the guys on this team.
So going back to the website, first of all, very clean design, sleek, nice, very big fan of it. Second of all, you can go into, even if you're not a member, you can go into like the message board and it tells you to sign up, and you can't like interact with the page. But on the thread on the message board and in the chat. The first posts in each of them are by Chad Johnson Jr. So I would assume he was the one spearheading this. I think we already kind of decided it. But
yeah, and I mean, think about who he is, right? Like he has a father that knows how to make money off of his name, right? So like he is one of those people, like a him or a Jordan Clark or something. They have people that have kind of been around this, have been around this business, and know a thing or two about making money at a higher level. And that's where the guys like that specifically can really benefit something like this. Is just kind of the outside knowledge they can provide.
PHX Sports in the chat says plenty of schools have already done this FYI. Maybe subscription based. If you have another example, please let us know because I haven't heard anything. But I don't remember any school doing anything from you get something from it perspective with.
Yeah.
Purdue
the one
players.
thing
Interesting.
Purdue players post the exact same thing that are interesting. I'm interested to see. I mean, this is going to put a lot of pressure, I think, on the NCAA to have some actual like real regulations in terms of NIL. Because what this does is this entirely cuts out businesses. This just makes it so it's fans and players. So it's great in the sense that it helps the team directly, but you're cutting out an entirely different entity that has a lot of money and a lot of investment in this game. So we'll see what this does. And if other larger schools, again, where I'm personally not aware of anyone other than ASU or at least a bigger university doing this.
Purdue did literally release the exact same letter. It's called the West Lafayette NIL Club. It's the exact same thing with a different logo.
Wow.
So, which is interesting because now it's you got to wonder if this is like a players communicating with players or if there's a higher power.
Kind of higher power. Maybe there's just agents floating around. But
that's what I mean.
No, I know. But yeah,
it's very interesting. But it's also interesting that those are the schools. Like I'm sure there's more now because we're just finding out about the Purdue thing. We found out about the ASU thing minutes before the show. But it's interesting that those are the first two schools like that we heard of. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's fascinating.
But yeah, I think it is going to test the NCAA a little bit. So we'll see what comes of that.
Sure.
And I'm interested to see how many ASU fans really truly commit to this because I do think it can be a beneficial thing for the team, for the fans. As is Daniyel and Ngata's NIL deal. You guys were there this past weekend. That NIL deal, I feel like, has been the face of NIL for ASU so far. I know we've got the Sun Angel Collective and all that stuff, but this one with the local business, with Burrito Express and Daniyel Ngata, I feel like has been the best NIL deal that I've seen for ASU so far. Just like, it's so wholesome. Like, it's the most wholesome NIL deal. But you guys were there at the autograph signing. What was that like for people that weren't there?
It was cool. It was cool to see the players out there and just, it's not like it was like just the fans that came out there. Like, you could tell that there's like a genuine excitement amongst at least a segment of fans for these guys. And just, I mean, the players were all super kind and like Burrito Express is amazing. Like, it was a really cool environment. It was really cool to actually get to, talk to some of these guys.
What do you think, Shane?
I'm sorry. I'm just looking for the releases. I saw
the Purdue one. I'm looking through these now.
One.
I'll let you get back to your thing real quick. Yeah. But Ole Miss, LSU.
Is this all today though?
Arkansas State. Yeah, all like.
So yeah, this is new.
It's all like a thing. Like, but yeah, it's all like same logos, just city of the school: Fayetteville, Baton Rouge, Oxford.
Wow.
So
this is crazy.
Steel City, yeah, Pitt. So yeah, and this is like a massive. College Station, A&M's in on it.
Wow.
Lincoln, Iowa City. This is like huge, like everybody. Eugene.
Where are you seeing this?
I just type in NIL Club on Twitter
and
scroll a little bit, and you'll see literally Columbia NIL Club for South Carolina, Eugene, Provo, so BYU's in on it, Twin Cities, Minnesota, Austin. So literally everybody's doing it. This is like we are here for like a watershed moment in college football history.
Huh. Very, very, very interesting.
But back to your ad read before we get back to that. Josh Hunt got a burrito signed by all the players at the NIL at the Burrito Express meet and greet. So that just goes to show you kind of the environment there. Like they were having fun. Josh was having, the fans were having fun. Like it was a great time.
Also, Andrew earlier in the chat said that he got a mini helmet sign at Burrito Express in between band practices, and Ngata told him that the band works harder than the football team. So we love that.
Marching
I don't
bands
know how
go
much
crazy.
I love that though. I don't know how much I love to hear that.
Well, there's no knock on the football team. Let's just compliment the
Hey,
band.
have you ever seen marching bands do this shit? Like,
Told you, I'd love to see you
crazy.
hold a tuba.
I couldn't, bro. The tuba's as big as me. I'm not saying I could, but like, I prefer the football team to be the hardest working team.
Band is a contact sport.
Okay, I'm not necessarily sure about that. But okay, why not? It sounds like you've been drinking 4 Peaks. Honestly, it sounds like you started the show with multiple wows, and now you're just speaking drunkenly. You know, we don't need that. We don't need not here at least. Not here at least, or at least not yet. Kind of moving away from NIL, we've got some injury updates that I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on. Starting with Emmett Bull, who was listed as day-to-day. So odds are, just from what it sounds like, what Herm said today, he will be available for the first game against NAU. Not too worried about the offensive line because there are a bunch of guys. Nice. Love that. Love that in the chat. Go ahead.
One thing. Sorry. Last thing about NIL. I promise. Iowa State and a lot of other schools actually launched earlier this month. So this is the schools are just catching up. They didn't all release this like today.
Interesting.
Yeah, the whole thing is super, super interesting. Getting back to the injuries a little bit. Sounds like Emmett Bull will be good for the NAU game. Again, not too worried about that. There's a lot of depth on that offensive line. However, Tamarcus Davis and Jordan Clark both listed as week to week at a position in like a position group where there are a lot of holes and there's not a lot of depth. What do you make of that, especially if those two guys are unable to play against NAU?
Ro Torrance time is my first thought. Like, he's going to be that guy in the secondary. I'm just hoping, like, first off, if they're not like 100% at NAU, don't play them. Like, I like, they're more important. This is a team that are all second stringers should be able to beat. Or that I say that our second stringers better than Arizona last year?
Probably. NAU beat Arizona.
That's what I'm saying. So hopefully our second stringers could beat that game, but nah, they beat a U of A. So I don't know. But yeah, like it's don't play them if they're not 100%. It's definitely concerning though, because like the secondary is I think the one position that are the most questions. But on the other hand, it'll give a lot of guys an opportunity if those guys two aren't able to play in that NAU game. It'll get a look at some guys that you probably would have gotten a look at anyways because it's NAU and they're probably going to be blowing them out and putting that second team in. I'm just trying not to sound the alarms yet. Like, if we get to the NAU game and they're not playing, then I might get a little nervous for the week to come after that. But hopefully this is largely just precautionary.
Yeah, hopefully. Those guys are, they're pegged as starters. Jordan Clark pegged as a leader on this team. So that's the last thing that you want is for these two guys to literally miss. I get the NAU game is the NAU game, but you don't want to be without your starters week one. You just
and it's also
can't afford to have
game.
that.
You want them to get those like full contact runs. So
especially with this team, we know how new this team is.
Yeah, Chris, I don't know what Chris.
Why does Chris hate you?
I don't know, dude. Chris took shots on me at Twitter today too. Like I just don't get it.
Pretty wild.
Let me know. Let me know in the chat what I did to you.
I think Chris just has a fuckboy meter. It's kind of beeping.
Wow.
Wait a second.
That wasn't fair, Totri. That wasn't fair.
Was that not fair?
What is up with this? No, I'm not standing for this.
Oh man, you can come back at me. Go ahead, free shot.
I don't. I'm better. I'm not
gonna think you are.
Be the bigger man, Totri. Yeah.
For once in my life, I'm gonna be the bigger man, Shane.
Yeah.
So you could deal with it, okay? And guys, you guys act like I'm 5 feet tall. Okay, I'm not 5 feet tall.
You just insulted your height. I didn't say anything.
I'm talking about Chris. I'm talking about Saul. Everybody. Okay.
I don't make height comments.
Look. I can prove it to you guys. All you got to do is show up to the last Wednesday of the month, 4 Peaks, August 31st, and I can prove it to you guys that I'm 5'8". Okay. It's not crazy. I'm literally as tall as Max. Okay. Like, it is what it is. And speaking of last Wednesday, we're going to be announcing our next winner of the Toast of the Month sweepstakes. You guys should enter to win the Toast of the Month sweepstakes because you could get a $50 Four Peaks gift card, a PHNX shirt of your choice, and a PHNX annual membership. Go to PHNX.com or click on the link in the show notes. You got to be 21 or older and enjoy responsibly. I was speaking about Max. We are the same height, but I'll tell you what, the guy sure can find partnerships. My God, he got us to hook up with more furniture.
GOAT.
The entire office is going to be decked out. Can't wait for you guys
How
to
was
see
that?
it.
You ever seen that video?
What are you guys on? Like, what are you talking about?
Have you seen that, Totri?
I've never seen that video.
You've never seen like the compilations where it's like the City Boys, and then it's
I've seen
seven,
that.
seven videos after that where
City
it's like,
Boys, City.
Yeah,
I love
one
that
of those
video.
boys is this guy who's like the GOAT, the GOAT,
okay.
and then it's in the him, her, bodies,
right.
bodies, like that video.
Max is the GOAT. He's got the new studio hooked up with new furniture, literally the whole 9 yards. If you're interested in checking out more, it's Labor Day sale. Visit morefurniture.com. Guys, kind of getting away from football a little bit because there's other big news in Tempe. We got the multi-purpose arena name dedication. That's going to be going on tomorrow. We're going to hear about the name, the branding, the logo, all that stuff. Ray's going to speak. Coach Great Powers, the ASU hockey team, is going to speak. However, my good friend Mike Crow, Doc, as I like to call him, is not going to be speaking. I'm interested to get your guys' thoughts on the fact that he's just simply not going to speak at such a big event, like a historic event for ASU athletics.
Maybe he's stuck as a crow. Maybe he can't turn back.
Yeah, he needs a full moon. Or something.
Yeah,
I think he's. I feel like he's probably. Well, that's all of them.
Yeah, it's all of them.
We're living in a fantasy world, Totri.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
I feel like he's probably in a mind state where he's like, I'm going to stay as far away from athletics as possible unless I need to be there. If Ray can handle this.
But if he doesn't need to be here for this, then what does he need to be there for in terms of athletics?
Hiring a new athletic director, and I think that's probably it. I think he's probably like, this is our athletic director. I'll see you in 10 years when he gets fired and we have to hire a new one.
Okay.
I feel like he probably doesn't want to. He doesn't care about athletics. I think that's clear at this point. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't think it's important to the ultimate goal of ASU, which, as I've said, is fair. Like you can look at that however you want. I understand his perspective, but I think we have to stop pretending that he really gives two shits about the athletic program.
Yeah.
I just don't think he really wants anything to do with it more than he literally has to.
Why is Shane sad? Shane's making a sad face.
Nah, I thought I'm so distracted by Twitter and this NIL stuff.
Shane's going down a rabbit hole.
Sometimes you just get caught up in all of it. Yeah. What do you want the arena to be named? Maybe like
Dome Center.
Can we
steal
something? Ooh, the Dome Zone. I do like the Dome Zone, but I don't think.
Did you say the Dome?
I said the Dome, but Dome Zone is better, which is also a name that I created. So,
the Scottsdale Dimmadome.
Home of the no. Who is there like a Scottsdale Dig-A-Dome, home of the Dimsdale, or you know what I'm saying?
Doug Dimmadome. Dogsdale Dimmadome.
Yeah.
Maybe just Scott. If we can find a guy named Scott.
It's just called Scott. Okay.
It's in Tempe.
Scottsdale. Yeah, I know.
Ted. It's call it Ted. Just call it the Ted, and then
no. I want it to be called the Express, and I want
Ted
Burrito Express to be the main sponsor for it.
Yes, Burrito Express Arena.
The Express, dude, that goes so hard.
Right?
Yo, me and the homies are pre-gaming with some Four Peaks, and we're heading over to the Express.
Bro,
oh my God, that does go
hard.
hard.
Sean just had a brain blast.
I just had an idea. First off, Burrito Express needs a stand in the arena, and you know where in that arena they need to be? In the section where the NHL players are going to be walking across the concourse, so you can get there, buy your burritos, buy one to throw at Connor McDavid, and the other one to eat. Just kidding. Don't actually throw players at athletes. They're humans too. But realistically, Burrito Express should be in that arena. That would be awesome.
Okay. Definitely don't throw burritos at any hockey player or any athlete.
They are, you know what I will say? Burrito Express has very soft burritos, so it probably would be the best object if you were to.
But they're dense.
They are.
They're very full of stuff.
You know
what you should do? Actually, here
we go.
Twist.
Second brain blast.
Twist.
When your favorite play, because we talked before about how Arizona people, a lot of them have secondary teams. Whatever. When you're at a game for whatever team, you're a person from Chicago, the Blackhawks are in town. Go to the Burrito Express kiosk right there. Buy a burrito for yourself. Buy a burrito for Patrick Kane as he's walking off the ice. Hand it to him. Show them that good old-fashioned Tempe hospitality.
Yeah.
World famous.
Maybe sign it for them.
Maybe sign it for them. Maybe they could sign it for you. It's a burrito exchange. They could bring a Chicago style hot dog. They could bring a Chicago hot dog, which I hope Craig's not listening. Is fucking terrible. I had Portillo's yesterday. Chicago style hot dogs are one of the worst things ever created. You don't get
a hot dog from Portillo's. You got to get
no. The concept of Chicago style hot dogs are terrible.
Okay.
Are you supposed to take the pickle off and eat it separately, or do you eat the pickle on the hot dog? Because if you eat the pickle on the hot dog, it's impractical and it makes it very hard to eat.
This feels like a Friday show.
Yeah.
Where you're talking about the density of burritos and Chicago style hot dogs. Instead, let's talk about the fact that college football is back for ASU in 10 days. And we get college football back this weekend. That means you guys can bet on college football. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code PHNX. Bet just $5 on college football and get $200 in free bets instantly. That's code PHNX only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Guys, do you guys have any locks for the first weekend of college football?
Yeah. Is the spread up yet? Because I saw it was probably going to be.
No, it's not up.
Damn it. I assume it's anywhere from 23 to 28. I'm going to take the ASU. I'm going to take ASU.
Okay.
I'm
going to take the ASU.
I love that what you posted or what was posted on the Sun Devils account earlier.
Yeah.
The LSU versus ASU.
Oh, that's so
wins.
fun.
Dude, ASU plus money. Why not?
I'm here for it.
They got a much easier schedule, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I mean, LSU schedule is not like crazy, but at the same time, they play in the SEC, so you can guarantee 2 losses to Georgia and Alabama. Like they're going to lose to those 2 teams.
Well, that answers my question. The last question I wanted to get to is you guys with that ASU's at plus money, plus 150, and you've got LSU at minus 170. Do you think ASU outperforms LSU in the regular season?
Can we talk about Sonoran Dogs before we get there?
Sonoran Dogs are amazing.
Sonoran Dogs go stupid. Diego in the chat saying, if you're in the Valley, you got to get a Sonoran Dog. You got to get a Sonoran Dog from a person in Tucson on the street. Those things go crazy.
What a sentence.
Dude. Oh my God.
No, Sonoran Dogs are one of the best exports of the
Sonoran Dog minus 10,000. ASU plus 150. Hammer it. Love it.
Yeah. LSU's schedule is Florida State, Southern University, Mississippi State, New Mexico, Auburn, Tennessee, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, UAB, A&M. So they play in the last 5 weeks of the season. They play 4 ranked teams that are ranked right now, including number 1 Alabama and number 6 Texas A&M.
And you know who's not? LSU. So
yeah, LSU unranked. LSU worst quarterback. Then Emory Jones. Yeah, I think so.
No, he's not.
I don't think that's a hot take.
Right
We've said that before.
It's not a hot take.
No, I don't think it's a hot take. It's just spicy.
The way you said it was very interesting.
I mean, let's be real.
For Monday.
And they're playing. He's playing better secondaries over there too. I think
that's true.
That's like objective at this point. So yeah, I think you could chalk up at least 4 losses there. LSU's not a very good team. They're probably going to lose to some other opponents. I don't think we see ASU with 5 losses. Oh, I think 5 is probably the most losses they have.
And they could push. No. It's not a 3-way. So if it pushes and they get the same amount, then you get your money back. So there are worse things, right? Especially with ASU at plus money. I like it. Shane and Shawn both like it. And if you like the content that we provide for you guys on a daily basis, go give us a follow at PHNX_Sun Devils across social. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow Shane at Shane Deef. Yeah.
Okay,
do you have anything else?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I would. What?
I don't know what's going to come
out.
Oh,
no, this isn't spicy at all. I just would love to talk about the Usman knockout, just for a little bit at least.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. All respect to Leon Edwards, but he's a Brit.
Wow.
I'll just respect him over here.
That sounded really. That sounded
he's
bad.
A Brit.
You said that with a hard. You said that with a hard T.
Yeah, he's a Brit.
Craig's in the chat.
Craig's in the chat talking about Ted's hot dogs.
Okay, if you're gonna come at, I mean, he's coming at off Buffalo food. That's like 5th tier Buffalo food. Like, we're not known for hot dogs. Chicago's known for hot dogs and terrible pizza. Deep dish is not even real pizza. It's basically lasagna, and you're putting just leftovers from a salad on a hot dog. I don't want anything to do with Chicago food. At least not the 2 things that you're known for. I'll stick to my buffalo wings. Thank you very much.
Back to Usman.
Yeah,
Usman, that knockout
Kamaru,
was crazy.
So Shawn,
sad.
I know you weren't able to. Did Totri, were you able to watch it?
I
didn't.
saw
I only
the
saw the
knockout.
highlights.
Okay, so when I tell you I've never been more shocked when watching a sporting event than that. I'm dead serious. Literally one of the craziest things, because the 3 minutes leading up to the knockout were unbelievable from a this fight is over standpoint.
Really?
He didn't look his corner in the eye. He was just going through the motions. Joe Rogan and Cormier were literally the entire time before the knockout saying, this is a broken
victory.
fighter. This is what Kamaru Usman does. Yeah, he's looking for a moral victory. He's looking to just get out of this fight and not get knocked out. And
You're
it
right,
did
Diego.
look like that.
DC after the fight, he told Leon to his face, was like, "We were writing your obituary on air."
Literally,
Like,
they were. The words right before he got knocked out were something to the extent of, "Yeah, it just looks like he's not interested." Oh, and then it's the most insane thing ever. Like, if there has not been a crazier turnaround like that, not only in the UFC but in many sports, it was insane.
Kamaru's gonna win. Usman Edwards 3.
Yeah,
I feel pretty confident in that. Like, I still think he's a better fighter. I think he's one of the greatest fighters of all time.
But he doesn't get the fight immediately. Do you think somebody else gets the fight?
I don't know. It's tough because
who would you like to see?
I mean, I don't know anymore. Like, because I definitely don't want to see fucking Colby Covington in that fight.
No.
Well, unless Leon wants to beat him, then then it's God save the Queen in that situation. I am a full-on Brit. But
dude, his corner, Leon Edwards' corner, is the most hilarious thing ever when they mic them up. It is so funny. They were so mad at him. It was great.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
Truly unlucky.
He's had a lot of belief in himself, so I respect him for that.
McGregor was tweeting last night or on Saturday.
McGregor's always tweeting.
I know.
He's always tweeting.
Can you imagine? I would love it. All right, I'm good. That's all I needed. I just needed to talk about it for a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not sure
well, we already told you where you can follow us, but you can follow Shawn DePause at Shawn_DePause.
I was gonna have a long one. I just want before I do my thing, I just want to say that at no point did I say Chicago or Buffalo is better than Chicago. Chicago is one of the greatest cities in the world. I'm sure. I've never been there, so I can't speak to the city. I love Buffalo. Chicago is probably a better city. The food is better in Buffalo, though. Shawn DePause, just, I don't know, sticking up for Buffalo as always. I feel like that's pretty on.
Sticking up for Buffalo as always.
Yeah.
Shawn DePause also still yet to purchase his Crocs from Foco as always. If you want to be better than Shawn, you guys, Foco has got you covered with the best Arizona merchandise. They've got officially licensed gear for men, women, and kids, and everything from bobbleheads to swimsuits to Crocs. Head on over to Foco.com or click the
Bad
link
journalism, Craig Morgan.
For all non-pre-sale items. Use the promo code PHNX for 10% off. Thank you guys so much for taking a listen today.
C-tier journalist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kidding. Craig Morgan is the Buffalo of journalists. Take that as you will, Craig. Take that as you will.
He's the Tom Brady of journalists.
Oh, no.
Take that as you will. With an audio show. But for now, have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Peace.